Hey, look at everybody lined up nicely. Okay, I cycled through all the party members and that made everybody come together in this neat little lineup. That's kind of funny. This is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Good to have you here, where we are about to continue our exciting desert adventure. Come forth, my noble steed! Hell yeah! So in the OG game, you can drive around with the buggy basically around most of the world map on at least 2 continents. I do wonder if this is only going to be for the desert here in the Rebirth game, because, like, you know, seems like there's still chocobos to mess around with, or maybe this is only for, like, going forwards. I don't know. But, yeah, let's figure it out. So last time we started our great desert adventure, although we did begin in North Corel before anything else. We met up with some kids who have lost their bird friend, who is actually Cloud Jr., that chocobo chick that we saved. Wasn't even a chocobo, I don't know. And Barrett, looking to do some reconnecting with North Corel and, like, you know, a little bit of a healing process, if you will. Kind of like, you know, start to, like, rebuild connections, decided to, like, help out. So we are now trying to figure out how to find Mr. Birdie. First we gotta find the transmuter chip to provide us the recipe for making bird traps, and then we can go trying to catch Cloud Jr. with that. We also practiced a whole lot with Kate Sith, our new party member here, and we explored this proto-relic lead, which involved a giant made out of sand, which... Let's have a real sandwich. No, not a giant made out of a sandwich. I mean a giant made out of sand who crumbled away but pops up regularly all over the world now here in the desert. Don't see him traipsing anywhere. But that's not even the main gimmick of the proto-relic challenges. They're actually these, like, reactors that have been taken over by cactuars. We gotta find like this cactuar statue to, like, unlock them, and then we, like, have a little cactuar fighting minigame goofy thingy. All very funny. Oh, by the way, we unlocked, also, we have unlocked one of Chadley's combat simulators here. We managed to assess enough enemies. I thought I still needed to assess a few, you know, mini-boss enemies, but apparently we're good on that front, so, okay. So we gotta drop by Chadley at some point, but I wanted to do some traversing first, so I'm gonna do some exploration, you know. Been cooped up in places a lot lately. Oh boy. That's a sandworm, isn't that? Yikes. Let's see how well we do. And also a team of, I believe they're called cactrots, these silly little guys. Oh! I guess I should have seen that one coming, huh?
Let's switch it up.
See, we can... Whoa, hey, game. So many needles flying around. Oh dear, what do we do about this now? Cloud actually got KO'd. Came into this fight a little,
We still got a job to do.
low on health, you know, so... Ah, gotcha! Nice. Whoa, hold on. This guy can suck up our, allies? Because... Barrett, I guess, just got eaten by that goofy little, snake over there. I don't remember how to deal with the snakies, so... Don't remember what their weakness is, so I'll just focus this cactrot down for now. Ah, slipping in attacks. Boy, look at Tifa running all the way out there, like way far away. That was kind of funny. There we go. Now, what do we do about this big boy? Stop it! I see you coming! I catch you! Apparently I can't catch this landworm. Where were we? Right, I catch you! I see, that's how you get Barrett back in the fray. Very good. Hey, got him staggered. Nice. Actually, let's do, Guess that was alright. I so struggle still. This deep in the game, I'm still struggling to, like, figure out how to use those abilities, those defensive synergy abilities. Like, I don't know. I don't know what my problem is, because I do think it's a little bit on my end, the problem. It's not just the game at this point, but anyway. Speaking of this point of the game, I was just thinking to myself, I think we've crossed the halfway point of this game, I think. Now, I'm not sure, but I've gotten an impression online from a little bit of discussion about where in the narrative of the original Final Fantasy VII this installment, Rebirth, ends. And I'm thinking about the locations between that and the point we are here, and I think we've there's less places to visit now than what we've been to. Maybe. There's one optional area that I don't know if you visit that here in FF7 Rebirth. That might kind of tip the scales. I don't know. I'm a little bit like scratching my head, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we are like at the halfway point. That's not to say there still isn't plenty of gameplay left. Obviously, if we look at how many episodes I've recorded thus far, so no worries about this ride coming to an end, folks. But I think we're past there, which is interesting again if you think about it, because it really feels like in the grand scheme of things, the plot hasn't developed a whole lot. I don't know. It feels like we're not a whole lot, like, still, like, everything seems very much in the open. But I've talked about that before, that this part of the original game is this very kind of episode of the week energy, because you just kind of go to different places. They kind of involve, like, one of your party members, the plot in that area, and it's more character building rather than forwarding the main plot. And my impression online has been that it's kind of the weakest part of the original game, and certainly I kind of I don't know, but I've been enjoying this a whole lot, like doing this one, Let's put a pin there so I can figure out how to drive over there. I've been enjoying this remake version of the events quite a bit. Oh, by the way, there's going to be a proto-relic thing in that place, but the game wants us to go over there first. I don't know if you can do these out of order, so I'll just leave that there, despite it already being available. And it's making me kind of reassess the original game as well. Like, I'm thinking back, like, the stuff with Dine and Barrett was pretty hype in the original game, even if, like, the Gold Saucer and Corel Prison did feel like a bit of just a side jaunt, if you will. It's just... Nope. There we go. Look, now we're facing the direction we'll be leaving. There we go. So I don't know. Like, the point is, I'm still enjoying this immensely. This sequence. So not feeling any kind of like tiresomeness myself. In fact, honestly, like, oh my. Okay.
Rare Spearhawk variant identified.
Ooh.
Commencing guidance protocol. Look closely. What appears to be a beak at first blush is in fact a sharp helix-shaped bone protruding from the forehead. It's not for show. While most predatory birds use their talons to hunt, the spearhawk uses its horn. With one clean thrust, they can skewer their quarry. Slice and dice it with ease. Careful now. We don't want that beautiful face of yours to be poked full of holes.
Oh, thank you, Mai. That's very kind of you. Yeah. Yeah, part of me honestly is like, oh man, we're already past the halfway point, but we're having such a good time, and this is such a delightful adventure. But again, halfway point doesn't mean that there isn't still quite a bit of stuff to do, so don't get worried, folks. Don't get tilted. Okay, so we need to stagger them, and we need to beat them in the time limit. That's standard fare, but we got a new problem. A do not thing is here. We cannot get stunned. Oh boy, okay. That kind of scares me a little bit, you know, like, I'm really bad at avoiding status effects. Saberhawks, alright. Alright, let's begin with the assess. So we got a minute, 20 seconds now. A minute and 30, obviously, but... Alright, elemental weakness will pressure it. That's all it is, huh? It is a Saberhawk, a rare Spearhawk variant that has become even more proficient at using its horn, skewering foes like a master fencer. Let's see how we do. I think the Spearhawks were not a particularly tough enemy, so... Gotcha. Alright. We don't have the fire ability yet, but we do have a fire spell.
No one's fly.
Come on! Keep it up!
Thanks, Mai. Working on it. Yep. Gotcha! Alright, stand to be staggered. That's one on the blip. These are fun, these, I actually do like these, little, like, conditions. Reminds me of the, like, the mastery points in Super Robot Wars games, which, in my mind, definitely make the missions more interesting if there's, like, these added, like, requirements per mission. Like little challenge things to do. Very, very, very fun. So I do enjoy these, even though this one's scaring me. Just like don't get
We need a light now.
Wow, I almost feel sorry.
really buy. All right. Yeah, like this is like interesting. Like there's a scary sitch that gotta avoid this stun condition, but like I'm enjoying. And obviously, pressuring them all with fire seems to be an effective way to prevent them from stunning me, so... Booyah! Alright!
All objectives completed. We've accrued a lot of great data, thanks to you.
Alright. Alright. I do believe that unlocked another Chadley simulator fight, if I saw those symbols correctly. Maybe? Let's see. Yellow!
That was very impressive work, Cloud.
Thanks.
Using the data from your battles, I've devised a new trial for the simulator.
Oh, skewer it.
I supervised.
Good job,
I
Mai.
find it to be a most fascinating scenario, so please do give it a try.
I really do wish Mai popped up in the other Chadley stuff as well at this point. I don't know. Maybe it would be too much of a good thing. Maybe that's why I like it so much, is that she only pops up or occasionally on these monster hunts. But like the play between Chadley and Mai is really funny to me. So I wouldn't mind if like you got a little bit more of that in other sitches as well. Oh well. I just like imagining that glowing travel case thingy that Chadley has is Mai's corporeal form, like her AI is inhabiting that thing. That's my headcanon, and I'm gonna stick to that. Alright, well, this is great. We get to tour the southern edge over here. Boy, it's all the way down there to the next area. This other reactor. Did they already name drop where we were going? I don't remember, so I shan't drop the name of it. But yeah, we're gonna go over there next, so... not gonna be swinging that far south. Ooh, I think the path is actually there, right? Because we did drive over here in that interactive cutscene. The one that made me think that you actually can't control the buggy until the game was like, oh yeah, no, you can totally control the buggy, silly man. So yeah, I guess the path, looking at this, probably goes from there. This is probably a nook. So, let's go. So, what if I bump into an enemy? Oh, we get into a fight. Very good. Let's see. Oh wow, Aerith getting shots in on this. Ooh, stop that charge real good. Come on. Oh, where are you? Come on. Nice. Yeah, Aerith is actually really great for fighting these guys if you're just patient, waiting for them to stop their shenanigans. Oh, that counted as stopping shenanigans, I guess. Yeah, no, that doesn't count as stopping shenanigans. Come on. So, to bring up something I was talking a minute ago there about you know, the pace of this sequence of the game. and you know, like the perceived like vibes of it, if you will, like, you know, like how the main quest is kind of stalling for all these character sequences. It's reminding me of a situation that Western animation found itself in about 15 years ago, around 2010-ish. I remember that because Western animation before that, a lot of it, with several exceptions, but a lot of it was like very episode of the week-ish, you know, like a lot of Western animation ones, not just the comedies, but even like more serious fare, like superhero cartoons, had a very like you know, episode of the week energy to it. But by the way, that's Chocobo Stop, just waiting for us to get there. Hold on. But around, I'd say, maybe even 20 years ago, oh boy, I feel old, 20, 15 years ago, like, a lot of the more, like, kind of serious, less just gag show animation, more serious shows started to have, like, a continuous plot, like an overarching plot that was carried forward, you know, between, you know, the season, if you will. But they would still have, kind of episodes of the week in kind of classic show. Like, you know, there was an overarching narrative, but you'd get, like, little, like, episode-length kind of plots. And, like, you know, featuring maybe certain characters of the cast. And, like, you know, something that'd be dealt in one episode. And I remember, like, there being kind of, grumbling... Oh, there you go, buddy. Grumbling online from people about, like, these were considered filler, and, I don't know, like people were like, we just want the main plot to continue, but this, like, all these filler episodes are coming out. And I feel like, there was a misunderstanding of the premise of those shows, because people in Western animation scenes were used to, like, real episode of the day formats, and then, like, this new, like, overarching, slowly forwarded meta plot thing was kind of a new thing, I think. I think people were losing, and also I think maybe people were being a little bit more, like, because anime was really, like, popping off at the time. So I think in Japanese animated series, it was more standard for, like, there to be way more kind of, like, plot-focused, like, forward-moving plot all the time. So I think people were kind of losing that. I think the design goals of those shows were to have, like, you know, episodes of the week, you know, plots of the week, and that serve to, like, just kind of, like, develop our heroes as characters. And the point is that I don't think, like, it was a bad thing to have those kinds of formats in those shows, you know? Like, I don't think it was a bad idea to, like, have episodes of the week. I think that was kind of what made those shows enjoyable, especially if they had, like, a big ensemble cast. Like, that was your way of learning about the different members of the ensemble by having, like, you know, little character-focused episodes. So I guess what I'm saying is, if I think about it in that light, this arc of Final Fantasy VII, I think that's the same design goal, and I think in that sense, I think you're just kind of supposed to accept that, hey, we're, like, dealing with, like, these little character sequences as if they were episodes of a series which had, like, an overarching plot, but also, like, had, like, little character focuses. And I think that's how you're supposed to kind of treat this part of FF7, and I think that makes it more enjoyable than, like, you know... I'm not saying that, you know, you can't, like... I'm not dictating people's tastes. So, like, if people don't enjoy that format of, like, storytelling in general, then, yeah, okay, sure. But I think it would do well to recognize that that's probably kind of the design goal for this sequence. It's just harder to tell because it's one video game. It's not episodic. So it's like, you know, it doesn't come naturally to treat this, like, the little story arcs inside this game as, like, episodes. But if you treat it in that way, I think this works better, and I think it's enjoyable in that way. And I'm certainly, that's how I'm, like, really appreciating both this, and if I were to sit down to play the original FF7, I would probably enjoy that as well quite a bit. That's continue my weird ramblings here once we do this minigame. I always get a bit weird rambly in these open world segments, but like, I don't know, I can't help myself. It's making me think things. Thank you. Now these life springs, the more we do these, we'll eventually get that chip, I'm pretty sure, so... Ooh, Corel, The Tale of Decline, is now available. There it is. Coal was in high demand in the days of the Republic, and the wealth of Mount Corel drew miners from far and wide. Though the work was hard and dangerous, the laborers banded together to overcome their difficulties, forming a close-knit community in the process. Alas, the advent of Mako saw the price of coal plummet, spelling disaster for the people of Corel. As they struggled to find a way forward, Shinra proposed the construction of a Mako reactor, and after much debate, the villagers accepted the offer. The reactor was constructed with astonishing haste, but just prior to being brought online, it was torn apart by an immense explosion and has been left in ruins ever since. I wonder if the astonishing haste contributed to that. I believe, what's the saying? Like, you can have something done, either you can have something done fast, good, or cheap, or you can have it done 2 of those 3, but you cannot have it done all 3. So I'm going to make a guess that this was done fast and cheap, which means that good was the one that missed out, and this is where we ended up. Otherwise, though, this one's not my favorite of these region things. This didn't really provide anything we didn't know all that much yet. We could infer all this stuff from all the Barrett flashbacks, so, it's fine. Now, since I brought up those, like, 2010s, slightly more plot-focused, like, overall plot, story arc-focused, Western animations, it would be unfair if I didn't bring up the one example I do think that is kind of where they dropped the ball on this format, that I do agree that they kind of screwed up. I don't think the answer, though, would have been to, like, have the story just focus on the main plot instead of all the quote-unquote filler. But that was the Thundercats cartoon that came out in, like, 2011, I want to say? I don't know, like, around that time, the Thundercats revival. Which was, again, it's got the whole ensemble of Lion-O and his buddies. There's some compelling stuff. Like, I thought Tigra's plot was really interesting, like when he was set up at the start of the series as he's the adopted older brother of Lion-O, so he's not eligible for the throne, so that causes him to, like, really kind of act out and be kind of like this cocky, like, show off how much better he is in Lion-O since he knows he can't be the king ever. I thought that was really interesting. I really liked that. And then, the overarching plot starts, Mumra attacks whatever the kingdom is, and they're all, like, sent packing. And they have to, travel. I don't remember what they had to do. Like, they had to travel to, like, gain the tools, the power, the magic, whatever they need to fight Mumra. And along the way, they have, episode of the day adventures on their quest. And where they dropped the ball is that you had an ensemble cast, but the plots only ever related to Lion-O, the one main character. Like, everyone was something that Lion-O had to deal with, and he, like, learned something out of that. I guess it makes sense in that... By the way, I think I missed them. Let's go smash one of these rocks. I think we gotta... Can we smash these with the buggy? Ah! Hello?
According to legends passed down in Corel, whenever humanity strays from the proper course, Alexander appears to render his righteous judgments. His pronouncements are absolute, cannot be defied. Parents sometimes tell misbehaving children that Alexander might come and smite them if they refuse to shape up.
Okay. What a loving automaton god that is. Great. Oh shoot, do we gotta go grappling to find Alexander? Oh, or the shrine for Alexander? On this giant earth mover thingy, by the looksies. Okay, that's interesting. I like that these are becoming a thing, we're having to deal with these a bit now. Anyway, yeah, I thought that was a weird, like, dropping of the ball to, like, not have any episodes focus on all the other interesting cast members. Again, like Tigra, something about Tigra's like angst as the illegitimate son, you know, would have been very compelling, and building something for the other characters who ended up kind of feeling a little bit flat, if at least fun. I have to admit at this point, I didn't finish that series. I watched about halfway through the first season. I don't even remember if there were more seasons, so I don't know if they learned their lessons and started like varying which characters the plot's focused on in later episodes, but that one has stuck to my mind as like, okay, this is a bad implementation of filler. I'm not even sure how to like correctly interpret filler then, because Naruto is always blamed for having like a whole lot of bad filler, including like I believe the entire latter half of the series before it shifts to Shippuden is just like one long streak of like filler content. I don't know, because I don't know. I don't know how to like really put it, because like I in some way I feel like the plot is more front and center in a show like Naruto, or indeed Dragon Ball, which also got blamed for its filler back in the day. I feel like it's more front and center, the like main plot. So in that one, it does feel like it is a little bit detracting when you get like silly side jaunt episodes. But on the other hand, I don't know. I can see the potential for character building there as well. I'm not an expert. This is just my own feelings. Like, I feel like in a lot of those 2010s Western animations, the main plot story arc was not that central, the same way that the stuff going on in Naruto or Dragon Ball was. But here in Final Fantasy VII, to bring this rambling back to this, the main plot, of course, is the pursuit of Sephiroth. And the character arcs are all these, like, Barrett's backstory and, whoever we're about to meet next on our road, like, or the place we're going to go to next might involve one of our characters, a lot of that, And I think it's fine. I think the chasing Sephiroth plot is loose enough to allow this format of character vignette episodes, quote-unquote. So, I think it works better here than, some of those infamous filler-laden animes, I think? I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments, I guess. Alright. Square, circle, circle. Square, circle, circle. Ooh, that's a long break. Okay. Let's see if I can do this. This one's tricky. Hey, there's Alexander.
Face my trials, or suffer my judgment.
Alright, Alexander. We'll try. So. Square, circle, circle. Square, circle, circle. Oh, yeah! Now, these ones are getting tricky now. Unlike the Lifespring ones, which are the same stupid thing every time. These ones are starting to kind of make me go, ugh.
That was incredible. It was as if you and the crystal were actually communicating with one another.
Well, thank you. So, yeah, I don't know. Those are going to get even more complicated eventually. I'm going to be struggling a little bit, I think. But we'll see. It is, though, funny that the Lifespring ones never become anything else, but they, had to have some silly gameplay there, so I guess that's how it goes. You just gotta click those circles when they overlap. I don't know.